can increase. Have your way through me. Don't let my will get in the way. Don't let my flesh drive you away. Lord, I decrease. Have your way through me.
Lord, decrease me so that you can get the glory throughout this. None of me, but all of you. What's going on, TBK Podcast? I am your host, Mr. Made Over. And today we're going to kind of talk candid. Mind if I talk to you a little bit here? Now, I know sometimes usually kind of a terrible day for a lot of people. And I found myself in this vein of not letting myself have a bad day. Started a long time ago. Like I never felt like there should be a bad day in your whole entire life. Not saying that you can experience rough time, tough times, but what I'm trying to say is this, that understand there are 24 hours within the day. If you choose to be down and out throughout those 24 hours of the day, it's time you can't get back. Because to me, time is precious. Time is something that literally you have to be more precise about how you spend it. Now, how I'm going to get this thing out, how I'm going to have it pan out, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm going to talk to you. And hopefully what I say will help you. So I always tell people, I believe in bad moments, but I don't believe in bad days, because at some time and some point in your life, even in a loss of someone, which I would never tell nobody to get over the passing of anyone or get over the feeling of, losing a loved one, because that is something that would never happen. Because I feel like if you have these type of feelings for this person, then that shows how much you love them. And a lot of times I think we go through the stages of regret and go through the stages of things I should have said when they was here, or the things I should have done when they was here. But ultimately, I feel like death is life. I've lost some people. I've had some people come and I've had some people go, but at the end of the day, I encourage people to fight for your moment, fight for your time. Like, if I spent majority of my time worrying about the things that are uncontrollable, then I would never appreciate the things that are controllable. Like spending time with my wife, spending time with my children, having the activities of my limbs. I will miss the times where just being grateful to, number one, be alive, especially now with this whole situation and of everybody being in the house, being quarantined. I feel like this is the time where everybody has to get to the point where they have to understand who they are. Because this time of being to yourself, by yourself, or if you're with your family, who knows? But this time right here, to me, is time for you to reflect and literally find out who you are as a person. Because I believe that self-identification is really what the world suffers from, to me. Reason why I did half of the stuff that I did I mean, from drinking to drugs and, just off the wall stuff, is because I had no identity. So when I found my identity, and I found my identity in Christ, a lot of times I believe people say, they say these cliches, for Christ I live, for me he died. But a lot of times I don't think we truly, fully believe that. I don't know if we fully grasp the whole thing of for Christ I live and for me he died, which means, listen, regardless of the situation, he got you through tough times, through sad times, through turmoil, through everything. I feel like he will always have you. And a lot of times I didn't believe it. But at the end of the day, he showed me. Because in a lot of ways, I'm not even supposed to be here. Like I'm not supposed to be talking to you right now. Due to the fact that my life in my hands was devastating to myself. And a lot of times we don't understand who our biggest enemy is. Every time you look in that mirror and you look at yourself, and and I always tell people that when you look in that mirror, that the person looking back at you is going to be the person to either boost you or wreck your whole life. And 9 times out of 10, it's to wreck your whole life and make you not do things, or make you scared to do things, or give you fear to do things that you are created and built to do. For me, I never thought I'd be in this type of boat. I never thought I'd be in this type of setting. Like I used to always say, I'll never be saved. I'll never get married. I'll never. It's just I never song going on for the longest until I realized that ultimately, as Justin Bieber would say, never say never. Because when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, things in your life will change. I'm telling you this now. Life doesn't get better. You get better. You learn how to manage and handle things better. You like each day should be a growing day for yourself. Like each day should be a grooming day for yourself. Never wake up with just the will to want to do nothing in life. If it's breath in your body, I feel like we as people should be doing something. If you're above ground, you're walking around, or you have breath in your body, you're here for a reason. Now, what that reason is up to you. But at the end of the day, if you do not take time to figure out who you are as a person, and this goes back to that self-identification thing. A lot of us don't know who we are. That's why we sit there and have bad days. And that's why we sit there and let life problems, which is life. We are built to adapt to the things in life. And the crazy, I think the crazy thing, I think especially for us men, because we shoulder the load. Like we will sit here and we'll put on all the weight. But understand, even your shoulders are not able to bear that type of weight. That's why a lot of times for me, when I see something in my path and I see something like trying to get me or shake me, I'll be like, well, God, what you gonna do? Because there's nothing I can do. Like, and I believe that a lot of times we feel like we can physically move things around to make things work in our favor. If you can move it, why would you need God? Think about it. If I'm able to make my own money, if I'm able to benefit from the things that I do, why do I need God? It's a slippery slope. Because at the end of the day, you will always need God. For some reason, in this life, if you feel like you don't need God, you will always find yourself turning back to him. A situation will happen to make you turn back to him. A situation will happen to make you literally say, and I've said it countless of times, even in my drunken stage, I've always said, man, that must have been God. Because for me, we can't watch over ourselves because we don't know what our next step is. Like, we don't know our next breath. We don't know what the next phase is of our life. From moment to moment, from day to day, from minute to minute, from second to second. Each day and each time is precious. That's why I say in the beginning, I don't believe in having a bad day. If you have a bad day, it's because you choose to have a bad day. And it's not because, I mean, it's, to me, everything is a choice. Everything's a choice. Unless something happened to you that was taken advantage of, then that's a whole different story. But I feel like in life, a lot of people are not intentional about what they want to do in life. And I think for me, because I used to be in the same space. I used to be in the same space of not knowing what I want to do. I used to always wake up and just wake up. Waking up late too at the crazy part, 12, 1 o'clock. That wasn't what we're going to do. The day is dang near gone. You can't do nothing. But for me, always think about, and I want y'all to hear me on this. Always think about my children, my family, and those who are attached to me. Like those people who can't fight for themselves. Those people who feel like life has dealt them a bad hand. And I'm here to tell you, life dealt me a bad hand too. But at the end of the day, I folded the deck. Gave it to the man who's really in charge. The manufacturer of the person who factored me. So I feel like this. And I want everybody to grasp this in this time of what I call sit down. And I don't know if everybody's getting it. I feel like things that happen in the world and in life is usually, if you pay attention to the pattern, it usually leads into something or something ahead, or it's preparing us for something. And a lot of times, especially with this, for me, this affected the world in such a powerful way that nobody was prepared for this. Like nobody literally was geared up for this. Because a lot of times, like for me, we go through our whole ritual. Okay, school going in, this is this, like your normal life. So now we have something that's a new norm. So now we got something that, we have to get used to, wearing masks and keeping our social distance, and, not everybody, but to keep our social distance and stuff like that. This is the new norm. And I believe it's nothing to, I don't say panic about, because I believe if you follow the rules of what you're supposed to do, then it's a possibility that you'll be okay and that you'll be all right. But I believe everything in life leads to something. What that something is, I don't know, because I can't see that far down the line. But at the end of the day, it's prep time for me. Like I came into this whole situation with the quarantine and everything else like that, and I didn't want to come out of this quarantine the same way. I didn't want to come out of here with the same mentality, the same just way of thinking and doing things. So I challenge myself in the moment of sit down, in the moment of thinking, in the moment of being to myself and being around the ones I care about and love. I challenge myself to push myself further than what I can go. Because for a lot of people, this is limitation. But for me, this has really opened my eyes to number one, who I am as a person and who I am as a believer in God. Has challenges come? Yes, challenges came. Has it been crazy? Oh, yes, it's been crazy. But at the end of the day, I still seem to be in a great place. Like, for me, it's a peace. I have a peace in the midst of everything that is going on. When I wake up, I'm in peace. Before I go to sleep, I'm in peace. As I'm working, I'm in peace because I feel like I'm good. I don't feel like anything corrupt or bad is going to come to me because I feel like I'm on the right side. And a lot of times you got to question yourself, like who do you believe in more? Your situation, your problems, or God? They're just point blank. And I believe what you put most of your belief in, that's where your treasure is going to be. If I put most of my belief in money, then that's where my treasure will lie. If I put most of my belief in sorrow and depression, that's where my treasure will lie. And for me, I put my belief in my relationship and what me and God have going on. I mean, it's easier that way. And I know a lot of times it's a difficult thing to trust in something that you really can't see. But if you look back over time on how much He has protected you and how much He has literally, held you down, on how much He has literally just been there for you. When times are rough and when times are bad, God has always been there. And I want to encourage you to, no matter what it looks like, to keep pushing. No matter the circumstances in life, keep pushing through. Because at the end of the day, you built for this. At the end of the day, you were made for this. And this is nothing new to you. The trials and the tribulations and the problems and different other stuff like that, it's nothing new to you. Your only thing is, how are you going to navigate to get out of this? That's about it. Like me, I enjoy waking up because I know a lot of people couldn't. I mean, they went to sleep but didn't get up. So whenever my eyes are open and I'm able to see and I'm able to use the activities of my limbs, my thing is always thank you, God. I start the day off with gratitude. And I think a lot of times we don't do that. A lot of times we just get up and go. And we say we want this life of success. And we say we want these certain dreams and to come true, but at the end of the day, in order for you to become new, you have to do things different. You cannot do the same thing expecting a different result. That's called sanity. It's crazy. If I literally sat there and did the things that I did when I was young, which alcohol, drinking, and different other stuff like that. If I continue to do this and expect my life to change, then I'm crazy. Period, point blank. I'm wasting my time and anybody else's time that's in my life. At the end of the day, I feel like you should be fighting for something. And when I say fighting for something, I'm talking about your future, your children's future, your children's future. Like, put forth the effort to do what they couldn't do or can't do. Put forth the effort to break the generational type thing that is upon your life. Like, you don't have to be the person in your family to be an alcoholic. You don't have to be the person in your family to literally always fail. And another thing, failure is not bad. I've literally failed my way to success. I failed in so many different ways, and I'm not ashamed to say that. But failure for me is learning. Failure for me is not a bad thing. It just shows me where I'm at in life. It doesn't tell me that, okay, you failed, so now you can't get up. No. You just show me where I'm at. So which means I gotta conquer this. I gotta learn a little bit more steps. I gotta deal with a little bit more time, a little bit more, dig deeper, just to push past. And I will. And this is what I would do. I mean, period, point blank. Like, your life, like I said in the beginning, it's you need to take it out of your hands. That's just that. Any problems that may come your way, don't worry. I think I believe stress is what is one of the number one killers. I know that sound right, but stress kills a lot of people. To me, I feel like that's your silent, deadly killer. I tell you this, life is what you make it. If you're having trouble through life, you having, a hard time dealing with something, number one, get around some people who can pull you up from where you at. That's number one. If you show me who you are surrounded with, I'll tell you your future every time. If you're not surrounded by some people who are literally going to pull you up and help you through life, then maybe you need to reevaluate your circle. Now, I'm going to end on this note. Number one, like I said in the beginning, don't have a bad day. You can have a bad moment. Number two, know thyself, because that's where wisdom starts. Number three, see what you want to do and attack it and do it, because you're not only just doing it for you, but you're doing it for those who are surrounding you and that are attached to you. You're doing it for your children's generation to generation to generation to come. And number four, let God take the lead. Let him be the deciding factor. Lean on him more than you lean on your own understanding. And number five, keep God first. And the rest, it will be added. This is Mr. Made Over, signing out on some Let's Just Talk. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share. To all those who are listening on the podcast, continue to tune in, because there's more to come. Like, this is the we're just literally, I say literally a lot, don't I? But we're getting into this, and we're gonna be coming with a lot more content, podcast wise and YouTube wise. And to all our sponsors, of course, y'all will hear them throughout the whole podcast. And we just number one, we appreciate the love. We appreciate everything that you guys are, showing us. We're new podcast beginners, and we gonna see this thing through the end. We gonna finish this race. We gonna finish it strong. Thank you for tuning in. And like I said, I'm Mr. Made Over. Keep God first. The rest, it'll be added.
Hit the button, man.